Okay, here we are again with a new track. This is also going to be in E, but it's going to be a much more rocking affair. Okay, now we're going to take the hybrid picking into a different area now. Previously, we were looking at more sort of country and country rock ideas, even though they can be used in other styles. But this is going to be something that's much more of a rock type of deal. Okay, and the first lick that we're going to look at is down here, using the 3rd and 5th fret on the B string, and then using the open E against the lick. So, as always, I'll just show you what I'm going to do, then we'll explain. The way this is going to work is I'm going to play this 3rd fret on the B string, then I'm going to hammer up to the 5, and then come down and pull off like that. So. Okay, but every time I do the lick, I strike that 3rd fret on the B string. Now, some of you may recognise that from a sort of Angus Young type idea. A lot of rock players use it. You can, you don't need to pick every note if you don't want to. And if you're not familiar with that technique, it might be best to get that down first. And then what we're going to add to that, okay, is a high open E every time we play it once. Now, when I play these type of licks, I don't really think of them in terms of, playing in time. It's just kind of like, going as fast as you can. A little bit like the sort of Joe Satriani legato type of idea. He's not really thinking in terms of rhythm, okay? I mean, you can get a rhythm going with this particular track, but it's quite acceptable to just kind of go nuts on it. Okay, doing that type of thing. Okay, so first of all, practice that one, and then once you've got that down, we'll start to move it through different positions. So the first position is going to be 3 to 5 on the B. We can go down to, 2 to 3 on the B string. Then we move up and play 5 to 7 on the B. Okay, then we go 7 to 8 on the B string. Then we go 8 to 10. Then 10 to 12. Now this lick starts to get harder as you go up, and I normally tend to stop around there, but you can do the 12 to 15 on the B as well if you care to. But as these notes start to get higher on the B string, the sort of high E, open high E string tends to lose its effect a little bit, I think. Okay, it's a really nice lick, and as I say, it's a good way of making, if you did it with the pick, it would be a lot harder, but having that extra finger there to do that, for me, makes it way easier. So let's play it along with the track, see how it sounds. Okay, so what you saw me do there was play a little solo, using the idea, moving through the positions. And now hopefully you can hear that the hybrid picking is not sounding like a generic country idea. It's starting to be useful, in other styles. Okay, we're going to look at what I call some barring licks now. Now what that means is we're going to bar over two strings with first finger of our left hand. In this case it's going to be 10 on the B and 10 on the high E. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to use the plectrum to strike the first note, which is going to be that 10B, and then we're going to hammer up to 11 and 12 on that same string. But when we finish that part of the passage, we're going to pick with the second finger again. Okay, that 10 high E. Now you can pretty much use this idea wherever you want, as long as you've got 3 notes on the B string, okay, and then a note on the high E string that you can use to sort of jump off of, as it were. Then, you know, it's really up to you where you want to use it. You know, you can use it in a more major way here, going F sharp, G, G sharp on the B string, and then using that B on the 7th fret high E string as the jumping off note. And then if I want to come up and say play a minor type lick, which would be 12, 14 and 15 on the B, and then using that high E. There's lots of places you can use it, you can experiment. Okay, now I'm going to show you another way that you can use this lick as well, just adding a little bit more to it. It sounds like this. What I'm doing there is the same idea, but instead of repeating the first part over and over, I'm doing that 12, 14 to 15. Using my second finger to pick that high note. Then I'm coming down and then playing 15, 14, 12 on the B, and then that 15 on the G. Now you've got two choices on the G string there. You can play it with the plectrum, or you can simply slam your finger onto the note. Some people call it hammer-ons from nowhere. But I think for me, the rhythm of the lick, I like to actually play. And you can do that same idea on the first lick that we learned. Because the nature of using that second finger, it allows you to build up that speed much more. And we can even use it on the major position we discussed earlier, going